Hi, welcome back to a brand new video of the Targeted Individual Program, Targeted Individual Experience. So I just want to do a quick video here. The New York Predator Department began using the services up and up at six, almost or six something, 6:50 in the morning, and My Majesty for a little bit, we'll back up on YouTube was posting, as I said, we'll back up there, yeah, using the sirens. Um, Posting videos from the civil rights lawyer and about crooked cops violating the rights of individuals for the most ridiculous reasons, like arresting somebody for laughing, arresting a black man, a janitor, for trying to assist them in identifying the driver of a vehicle that they claim, right, come back to be stolen. It's all sorts of shit that they use. And this man trying to help them, and they handcuffed the man and arrest him and said that he was just an arrest. The man didn't do anything, right? They ran the license plate of a vehicle, and he said, listen, I know this person who drives this vehicle. I'm trying to assist, and they arrested him, a black man, right? So what happened to this vehicle come back stolen? Let's go find the person who was driving the vehicle. Right? And obviously, if he says he knows the person that drives the vehicle, obviously the vehicle is not stolen, right? Because he's been saying that, she comes here all the time. It was a woman, right? And they arrested him and charged him with a crime. Malcolm X said it best. These racist pigs, they will beat you upside the head and charge you with assaulting a police officer. I had to play this video because I had to actually include this part. So this is from the civil rights, and cops handcuffed 11-year-old girl walking home from school, then had to release her. Right now, I want you to listen to what he says here. I'm gonna go back a little bit because the civil rights lawyer makes an excellent observation and point.
The sheriff makes it sound, though he doesn't mention race, but he makes it sound like, well, these kids are known to be armed. We have all sorts of problems with these kids.
We know that if we don't control them early on, we might.
You hear that? We know that if we don't control them early on, this is the language that these racist motherfuckers, right? That's what I said. From now on, one of these cops get killed, I don't give a fuck. I'm not feeling no remorse or nothing like that. Because clearly, they have, as we all know as black people, they have been targeting us. They continue to target our children, and yet we do nothing. We need to radicalize some of our young people or old people, right, to go after these people. Okay? And I'm not, advocating for violence, right? But when you have these people in positions of authority, like this guy, and he's talking about we have to control them when they are young, it tells you how they see black people. Even an 11-year-old black girl. And like I said, these black police officers on the police force, y'all need to take a stand and draw a line. Because it could be your child. Shit, it could be you. It could be your mother. It could be your family. It could be your wife, your husband, what have you. Because when you stay quiet and you allow them, or even when you participate yourself in violating the rights of the people that look like you, what happened when it's done to your kids? What happened when it's done to you when you're out of uniform? Then all of a sudden you want to cry racism, right? You need to understand the dynamics as black police officers. Y'all need to understand the dynamics of why, and y'all should know why. Y'all should know why there's crime. Right? Y'all should know why. Don't just put it on the people out there who are committing the crimes. You got to think deeper than that. Right? We know that poverty is the number one predictor of crime. And most crimes that are committed is out of necessity, out of trying to survive. Right? But they will spend, particularly in New York, $5 billion to house migrants, right? But won't expand the summer job programs. won't even say, okay, let me take $1 billion and put it into the summer job programs. So these high schoolers can work during the summer. So that way they're not, they can have money in their pockets and they're not out there doing foolishness. I understand how the system works, black police officers, right? The Sambos and Sambinas. I understand how the system works and how it uses you, how it disconnects you from the people that look like you, right? How it target us as children. What it is that they do, right? Ask yourself this question. Why hasn't any one of these higher ups at NYCHA, particularly the people who were running NYCHA, why wasn't any of them arrested for poisoning children? Right? And they lied. Go to court and lied. Knowing full well that they had led in those apartment buildings and they still had people living in there with children. No, but you're going to arrest a teenager who might be hungry for stealing a bag of potato chips or what have you, right? Right? They poisoned a whole town in Michigan full of black people and some white people too. Right? They didn't get arrested. The officials didn't get arrested. Now, with those children that are there that have that poison, it's going to cause serious behavior issues. So when they act out, you're going to arrest them, right? Let me tell you, black police officers, y'all need to start drawing the line. Okay? Don't make them talk to you as if you're less than them. Don't try to be like them. Because when they do it to your son, and to your daughter, to your mother, to your brother, right? Guess what? Guess what? They're going to look at you and say, listen, I see you violate the rights of other black people all the damn time. So what the hell you complaining about? See, the system works by getting you to engage, even though you have a gun and a badge, it gets you to engage in criminality. That way, in order to silence you. That way, so that they can continue to create and engage in criminal acts, and you're going to remain silent. Understand how the system works. Right? Understand the insanity of the system. Think of the system as a psychopath and as a sociopath, of a dark triad. So those working within those systems going to be what? They're going to be psychopathic, they're going to be sociopathic, and they're going to have the dark triad, particularly those that are in position of leadership and power. Okay? And I'm going to play this again because, this is one of the few moments that these people, and yes, I said these people, right, show
the
us
sheriff makes it sound, though he doesn't
and tell us
mention
exactly
race,
what they
but he
think
makes
about
it
us.
Sound like, well, these kids
And he's talking about 11-year-old
are known to
girls,
be armed.
little girls.
We have all sorts of problems with these kids.
We know that if we don't control them early on, we might be chasing them later.
Okay?
We know.
So why don't they talk about this with these mass school shooters who are white? These young white kids. Why don't they talk about that? When have you seen a young black high schooler walk into a school and do a mass shooting? When do you see a black man walk into as a concert was going on, right, murdering 30 plus people? When do you see that? When do you see a black young man walk into a school and shoot up kids? When? Right? But for our kids, is they have to control us when they're young, or else we'll be chasing them later. And this guy is still a police chief. This guy is still a police chief. Now, this shit makes me, it infuriates me. It really do. It really does. And it should. It should infuriate everybody that you have these people continue to sit in position of authority, sheriffs of police departments, commanders of police departments, racist as shit, and they're very blatant about it. They're very blatant about it. And we let them get away with it. We let them get away with it. And the reason why they continue to do what they're doing is because we let them get away with it. But they can get you Negropeans, you Sambos and Sambinos to attack me based on their false narrative, their lies, their setups, their framers. Right? And you are so embedded in their system that you think that you got the power like they do. Right? Without understanding the game that they play with us, how they use us against each other. Right? When these young people, these young white men go and kill our people, what do? They take them to get something to eat. Good job. Pat them on the back. They tell them, go home. Go home. Right? I mean, come on. Open your eyes. I understand that condition in the police academy severed your ties to the people that look like you and the community that you grew up in. But you gotta have some common sense, man. You gotta look and change the culture. And sometimes it may be a hostile environment, but it isn't because you making it hostile. It's because you're standing for the truth. So the people who's making it hostile are the ones who want to continue to violate the rights of people. So you're gonna have to take a stand, right? Because I can guarantee you, just like that police officer who got his ass beaten during the protest, right, undercover, they didn't even believe him, they beat his ass, right? They beat his ass and then tried to coerce him into not filing a complaint. This is what they do. This is who we live under. And like I said, we better start radicalizing our young people, right? We better start training ourselves and our young people, because it's only going to get worse. It is only going to get worse, right? But Negropeans be in church praying and praying, right? No sense of community anymore. But the Negropeans, the Christian Negropeans, will team up to get a principal fired from a school that he principal at, and doing a fantastic job. And now that he's gone, guess what? Right? The student failure rate went up. Why? Because he's a Muslim. Yeah, I tell you. Anyway, like I said, we need to start training our young people. We need to go back to the Black Panther days. We need to train our people, train our children. We need to start teaching them the law. Don't stop telling them to, just let the officers violate your rights. Teach them to stand up for their rights. Because we see white men and white women, white children do it all the time. Teach your children their rights. Make sure that they know it. Okay? Make sure that they know it. Stop being so damn afraid of these racist pigs. Okay? And for the good cops, the good whack out, I know there's very few of you guys. You guys need to take a stand too. Because when they continue to do this, what do you think is going to happen? You think every black person is going to be not upset, not mad? Y'all are the one that's creating the radicalization within certain groups in this nation. Okay? They're the ones that's creating the radical mindset that's going to be happening going forward. Just wait and see. Just wait and see. Because like they said, they can't wait for the second Civil War. They can't wait. They have been planning. They've been executing their plans. And what do Negropeans do? Up in the churches. Right? Getting locked in churches by their pastor, extorting money from them. And the thing that kills me is that these people claim to be so Christian and believe in the Bible, and the Bible talks about these wicked preachers who do nothing for the people. Right? Black church taking what? $15 billion. That's a medium, right? I think 10 million. I think it's anywhere from like oh no, yeah, either 10, between 10 and 20 billion. So the medium is like 15 billion. And what are they doing with that money? What are they doing with that money? Y'all swear that y'all